Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and it's time to review Fancy Dance. This is directed by Tremblay.
The film follows Lily Gladstone after her sister disappeared, and she is now taking care of her niece when CPA shows up and decides that she may not be fit to parent this child. The family is also indigenous and lives on a reservation in the United States. It kind of serves as a microcosm of many of the conflicts that Native American people face.
I found out that Native American people have a different relationship with Child Protective Services because of the Indian Child Welfare Act. It allows the government to say whether or not Native people who live on reservations are unfit to parent and can put their kids in foster homes or adoptive homes. And the way that it tackles all these issues is not the characters are activists or anything like that. It's just a very grounded story about a family who wants to stay together and hold on to their culture and their history.
I like that this film doesn't come across as explicitly activist, and yet by the end, everybody would be on the same team. In terms of the filmmaker's politics, there's a lot of ways in which these experiences that Native Americans have that other people just don't face, these hardships, disappearance is not something that many parts of the United States would be familiar with, and yet this is something that is common. The film's sort of sprinkled with all of these things, but it doesn't manage to feel over bloated with them. They all are very essential to the story.
But really, there's just a great relationship at the core of this movie. This aunt and her niece. The story about family trying to be together.
The film started out a little slow to me, but as it went on, I think the screenplay did a great job in building stakes and just heightening the tension. And I think the characters start to make decisions that feel really strong and really motivated. It propels the story forward in a way that by the end I was kind of on the edge of my seat and I was really caring what was going to happen. It definitely blew my expectations away because especially in the beginning I was like, oh, I wonder if this is kind of one of those more subdued films. But, it almost felt like a thriller by the end.
Yeah, and the end I thought was a total knockout. Tears. Yep. Tears at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see it coming either. That's the best kind of tears. And I think it ends in a perfect place as well. I was like, that's a great way to end a movie.
It ends with this great mixture of hope and the essence of the movie and also the stark reality of everything going on. It's blended very well. And Lily Gladstone is just a phenomenal actress. Certain women, she blew me away in that movie years ago. We're all hyped up for her eventual Oscar hype for Killers of the Flower Moon and what that will bring for her career. But she is just amazing. This performance feels very grounded and lived in and real. And this character is not over the top whatsoever, but Lily Gladstone is so expressive in subtle ways.
Her performance is reason to see this alone. She's so strong while just seeming entirely real and natural. And I can easily envision the version of this film where they cast a non-actor for the lead role because they want it to feel like a lived-in performance. And also because, this character is more subdued and introverted, so it would have worked. But there's such a difference between when you do that and then when you cast a trained actor like Lily Gladstone, who is also just really great at being natural. I just think there's so much more range. There's just so much more that a trained actor like her just mines out of this kind of performance. And I hope that people recognize that. It made me really excited about her career.
Other strong performances in this film, Isabel DeRoy Olsen as the niece was really good.
Yes.
And Shea Wiggum as her father, who is white, was also really good. And there was a lot of interesting things going on there with the way that character understands the role of the law and the clash there.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting story points of the film. There's actually a lot to be said about how the white grandparents see the reservation. I think it's actually really accurate. The portrayal isn't just making a caricature of the white folks here, and they could rightfully do that. Their views are antagonistic to their lifestyle. But you could look at these folks and say oh yeah, I could see normal people in them. They don't think they're doing something bad. They're not trying to be bad. And yet their ignorance produces this situation that is really bad.
I would say I think that the visuals in this movie were decent. Not one of the greater strengths of the movie, I would say. But there's a whole lot here that I really liked. I would give this a high 8.
Yeah, I think for me what really matters is that you just care so much about the central relationship in the end of the film. It's one of my favorites of the festival. I would give it a very high 8 out of 10.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Who would you not like Child Protective Services to take from you?